Non-adhesive?
Non-stick, right? You don't want this to dry and then
Pull off like
pull
that.
off and pull that suture line out or pull that coagulation out that you've already had. So I'm gonna put my pads over my incision site. These are Telfa pads.
Now,
They're
you have gloves on while you're
non-adherent.
doing this or not?
I would.
You would,
yeah.
yes.
These are Telfa pads.
Would you be
They're
careful like not to touch the
non-adherent.
actual...
Yeah, I tend to do one of these. You can just put it on that way.
So it doesn't have to be, I hate that word, moist.
No,
Okay.
no,
Moist,
because
moist,
these are
moist.
non-adherent pads.
I hate that word, and God, it's like all over this whole program. Everything is moist, it's like, God,
you
it gets
touch
too
it?
wet.
They should call it that 211 moist.
So I got my pad on.
Now, would you
Okay.
do this with the animal awake or under anesthesia still? Or
Depends.
waking up during?
Yeah, it depends. I've done all of the above.
Okay.
We've had surgeries where we were like, okay, this dog's 50 pounds overweight. I know for a fact she's going to be a handful when she wakes up. I'm going to wrap her now because I don't want her to struggle and open that wound up freshly when she wakes up. I've had others where it was like you went to move her from recovery to her regular day cage and you found a blood spot on the blanket and you're like, oh, maybe we should put an abdominal wrap on just to encourage some more coagulation.
So if the dog's
and
fat, you go
hemostasis
preemptive
there.
strike and just get it over.
You just know. So from here, a lot of times you have the option of going with like a gauze, like just a plain gauze wrap. Okay. I prefer just to go straight to vet wrap with a pressure wrap, simply because it's going to give you pressure from the get-go, and you're not really concerning yourself with that secondary padded layer.
So you're...
Because we're not expecting a ton of exudative material, right? And the padding, in most instances, is to absorb whatever exudate comes out of this, right?
So you're going straight from primary layer to tertiary layer?
I'm going from a primary layer, because theoretically, this is a surgically closed wound, right? So there is no exudate. So I don't need that secondary layer. The main purpose of that is to absorb that exudate. So I've got my bandage on. If your dog's still in surgery, they're usually going to be on their side like this. Okay. If they're awake, sometimes they'll just be standing up. And it's the easiest bandage in the world. I promise you that. Oh, I sound like a bird.
Oh my God, he's laying in the other box. All
That's
stretched
what that
out,
is.
looking all chill.
So you just start wrapping. Now I'm gonna put my pressure around the bottom. That's where I'm gonna pull tight on this wrap, because I want the pressure to be on the abdomen versus over the animal's spine, okay? And I just keep going around enough that my entire wound area is covered. If you notice, I don't have lots of wrinkles or rolls or bunched up areas in my wrap. Okay, that's when you get pressure sores and things like that. You can cause necrosis. So you always want to keep every layer of a wrap as smooth as possible.
So that's another good reason you probably don't want to put the secondary layer on if you don't need it, because you can get it all bulked up in there.
Well, and also it's an abdominal bandage, so every time the dog moves, things are gonna crinkle and bunch up, so this is when unfortunately we generally have to change a lot. But you can tell it's got some decent pressure just by looking at the stuffed animal. And it's covering my entire defect here, okay? And then if I go to get underneath it, I can get a couple fingers in under each roll of my wrap on both sides, but it's not really going anywhere, okay? If you can get a hand in under there, and I can do it because it's a stuffed animal and I can push his body in, but that's too much. If you can only get one finger in, it's too tight. You're gonna cause swelling. So it's always that same as, a dog collar. You want to be able to get two